Back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can do live speech to text conversion, like live real-time translation in React Native's new architecture for iOS 26. So that's the requirement. You require iOS 26 for this, and you also require Xcode 26 for this to be installed. I'm using React Native 81, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. I'll first show you guys the output. Now unfortunately the output is not fully finished because there is a bug in React Native's event emitter. So what happens is that the real-time conversion of speech to text, I have written that using native code. Okay, now given that it is real time, we need to continuously stream data from native iOS side to React Native side. Now there is some issue. So if you come to this documentation over here, sorry, not this one. Okay, my laptop is acting up. Okay, so if you come to this advanced topics over here, here they have given an example of how to emit custom events from your native model. As you can see, this is still a little bit experimental at the time of me recording this video. So here they have, so I'll tell you the problem. Later on I'll show you the entire code as well. The problem is with this thing, this throws an error for me. This is not a valid syntax. I don't know what is the valid syntax over here, but for now what I did was I'm just logging it to the console. Later on, in case once this stabilizes, all you need to do is just figure out what is the valid syntax instead of this one. Okay, but I'll show you guys the code first, sorry, the output first, and then I'll show you the code. So also make sure you run it on your real device. So here you can see I have the application running on my real device, and whenever I speak I'll show you guys the logs. So I'm printing it to the logs of Xcode so that you can believe that it is really working. So I have ran it from Xcode. Okay, so I'll just run this. I'll just fast forward it. So here you can see we have the start and stop button. When you click on the start button for the very first time, it will ask for record audio permission. I have already given that permission. Okay, now I'm just speaking. I have just muted that particular stuff out, but I'm speaking. I know it's not exactly real time, there is few seconds delay, but I'm not sure if you guys saw it. So here you can see in the logs, it is printing out whatever I am saying. It is printing out in the logs. Okay, the other logs are from Xcode, so these are logs are from Xcode, but I'm speaking, and here you can see we are printing it to the logs as well. Only thing is you need to send it back to React Native side, and the only problem which is causing for me is this particular code over here, which is not a valid code. This particular code which is not valid code according to me. So you might connect with, if you want you can raise the issue with on GitHub on React Native's repo, but for now I'll leave that up to you. So first let's see how to achieve this. First you just need to run this particular command, and yeah, you don't need to specify this version, because suppose in case future it is 82 or 83 and they forgot to update the docs, that's why don't specify the version. Whatever is the latest version, it will pick that up, and instead of turbo module example you can write whatever your project name is. So once you have created a React Native project, you first need to create a specs folder, and instead of local storage I have written it as my recorder. Okay, local storage does not make sense in our case, that's why I have written it as my recorder. Now instead of my recorder you can write whatever you feel like, but this name will be used in lot other places as well, so it's better you follow what I'm doing if you're doing this for the very first time. So as you can see, I have created a specs folder inside the root of our React Native project, and here I have created this TypeScript file called native my recorder. The word native is very important for React Native to find your file and do code generation. Now based on that I have just copied this code from the documentation itself, so this code, but I have refactored this method. I only require the start and stop method, and this is an event for sending continuous data from native iOS side to React Native side. So this I have copied it from this particular documentation. If you come over here, here you can see they have given it. So I have just changed the name, and instead of key value pair I have just taken it as string. Okay, and this name has also been changed. That's the only change which I have done. Then you need to go to package.json and you need to add this particular bit of code. So if you go to the docs over here, here you can see again I have changed the name. So here it should be native my recorder, and this should be native my recorder as well. Okay, once that is done, let's see, and then you need to run this command. So just copy this command, cd to your React Native project and run this command. Now this will take a bit of time. I have already run this command, so this does code generation for you, and it installs few dependencies as well. So once that is done, let's see how to use it first. So you can just go to app.tsx, and here firstly you can copy paste all these imports. Here you can see I have taken one state for data, but unfortunately this data is not getting updated because we are not able to send data from native iOS, right? But here you can see I'm listening for that data, so you don't have to worry about that as well. And once you are able to just figure it out how to send data, the syntax, the actual syntax which is coming wrong, then everything would be fine. So here I have one button for starting the recording, one button for stopping the recording, and one text for displaying whatever the user has spoken. All right, next you need to open Xcode. Do not do it via VS Code, you will definitely mess it up, because whenever you try to create a new file, it needs to get added to target membership, which is not possible via VS Code. So you just need to go to your React Native project, go to iOS, and double click on this .exe workspace. Again, like I'm telling you, you need to use Xcode 26 or above. So let's just wait for this project to load. Then the first thing is which you need to do is click on your project, select target over here, go to general, and inside minimum deployment you will have to update it to iOS 26. Okay, once that is done, if you see the docs over here, we need to create a new group called native local storage, but in our case it will be native my recorder, right? So that's what I have done. To create it, just right click, new group, where did it go, new group, and just name it as native my recorder. Now inside this there are Swift files as well. I'll come back to that later on. So first they are telling us to create this new file from template Cocoa Touch class and name it as rct native local storage, but in our case it will be rct native my recorder. So you just need to right click, new file from template. Make sure you follow this only, do not do it manually, you will mess things up. Just select Cocoa Touch class, click on next, name it as rct native my recorder. As you can see I have already created this, and language should be Objective-C. Then click on next. It will ask you whether you want to add to target membership. Make sure you check it as yes as well. Then it will create this, and then it will ask you, do you want to create a bridging header? Click that yes as well. So it will create this file, header file, this Objective-C file, and this particular bridging file as well. Inside the bridging file you need to add this particular import. Then for this Objective-C file you need to change the extension from .m to .mm, so it is Objective-C++. Then here inside this header file you need to copy paste this code. Now I have copy pasted this code from this documentation only. They have missed out this particular thing, so this is missing in the documentation, and wherever they have native local storage I have replaced it with native my recorder. As you can see everywhere I have replaced it with native my recorder. Then you need to go to Objective-C. Okay, first we import our header file. Next we need to write this. So my project name is my RN app, right? So I need to write it over here, because from Objective-C we are initializing Swift file, that's why we require this particular import. Now this is not present in the documentation because the real-time speech to text, the documentation which I got was in Swift. I'm not sure if it supports Objective-C. Even if it does, I don't want to write Objective-C. Now this is just a handler for sending data from Swift to Objective-C, the real world speech to text translation. Okay, then this I have copied it from docs, only name has been changed. This I have copied it from docs. Here we are initializing our Swift file. This I have copied it from docs. Here also I have changed the name. You don't need this, so I'll just remove this. This was just part of my debugging. Okay, and here you can see, so I'll just first show the stop method. So this is the stop method. So once this method is called from React Native side, we call the stop method of our Swift file. And for start, again on the main thread we start. Okay, and here you can see, here you need to use this particular thing which I was telling you about, but unfortunately this is throwing me an error. I don't understand why. So no visible @ interface. If you know, do let me know in the comments. Like I said, the error is because of this particular emitting events. So if you see over here, here they have used it over, but they are sending key value pair, right? But in our case it is just string. That's why I'm just logging it to the console for now, and this data we get it from Swift side. Okay, so over in form of here ns value string. So yeah, that's it. Next you just need to create Swift file. So to create Swift file, again do not create it from VS Code. Just right click, new file from template, select Swift file, click next, and you need to give it name as native my recorder. Click on create and make sure target membership is checked like this, the checkbox. Same thing you need to do for spoken word transcriber, recorder, helpers, buffer conversion and story models. Now first this is native my recorder. Okay, here you need to add this annotation. Here is our handler. Then here we initialize story, speech transcriber and recorder. This is the start method which we were calling from Objective C. So here we first initialize stuff and just call recorder dot record, and this is for stopping the recording. And here we get the from the recorder class we get the real-time speech to text translation, which we are sending it to Objective C over here. Now rest of the Swift file I'll simply scroll through this, because even I have copy pasted this code from the iOS documentation. I am not an expert on this, so feel free to pause the video and just copy the code. In case if I find anything useful that you should be aware about, I'll quickly pinpoint that. So yeah, that's it. Again, as you can see, everywhere I have added this iOS 26 extension, so you need to add that because most of it is only iOS 26 and above. Okay, and here we have this helpers as well. Then here we have buffer conversion as well, and here we have our story model as well. Okay, so yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, let me quickly check the docs in case if I missed anything. I don't think so. I think we need to add this as well. Modify the, have we added that? I think I forgot that. Okay, yeah, even I forgot that. Weird. So maybe we can just copy this. I don't think this will make any changes, but let's just add this quickly. And instead of native local storage, it will be native my recorder, right? So I'll just copy this from over here, and instead of rct native local storage, it will be rct native my recorder. All right, then I need to run this command again, so I'll just run this. Okay, it is not, it is acting up weird, so I'll just cd to iOS. The reason it ran it for me, I don't know why, because I missed this step, but it still ran perfectly fine for me. I'm just adding this because I want to check whether the event emitter thing gets resolved or not. Let's see. I'm not sure. Okay, and just to be on the safer side, what I'll do is I'll just close Xcode as well. So this is a different project, don't worry about this. Okay, so let's just wait for this to generate the pods. Also, Cocoa Pods has been deprecated. In the future, React Native will migrate to Swift Package Manager. I'm not sure, maybe a year or two later. As you can see over here, we are getting the warning. So React Native will migrate at some point. That's why I'm showing you the documentation, so that you know what commands you need to run or what things you need to be aware of in case if the documentation changes. Let me just uncomment this just to check if that issue gets resolved. Does it get resolved? Okay, I think so. Let me quickly build the application and check. Okay, no, I'm still getting that error, so there is definitely this error. Okay, let's just wait for a second for this build to finish. Maybe sometimes Xcode gives false positive as well, but I don't think this is a false positive. Okay, so I'm still getting that error build failed. Anyways, hopefully you got the point. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.